Hey there, it's Jamie Lyerly. I am hoping you can hear me. I wanted to do a Facebook Live or do a video on Instagram, which I know is possible to do, a live video on Instagram. I've seen people do it before, but I couldn't for the life of me figure it out. So I'm back here on Facebook Live, the thing that I feel super comfortable about. And having some crazy technology things, which normally does not happen to me. So I wanted to do a quick Facebook Live with you, really shifting the energy. And it started with me writing a post this morning and Facebook letting it go. It just disappeared. So what I want to do is really a clearing of other people's junk out of your space, which is something that I do a lot in my clearing and coaching business, my facilitation business. And it's where I didn't, again, it's like we always use these tools and then sometimes we forget. And I just wanted to acknowledge the fact that, no matter how many tools you have in your tool belt, sometimes it's hard to remember them. It's hard to remember to use them. And so I'm sitting here in front of my little Ganesh, I don't know if you can see it or not, my little Ganesh thing, which is the, remover of obstacles. And there's been a lot of obstacles in the way recently. And how's it getting any better? So I wanted to do a quick clearing. And really this is to use, when would you use this? Like when you've noticed that you're emotional or feeling stuck or not even feeling emotion, sometimes feeling that numbness of oh my gosh, overwhelm kind of numbness. And this morning it got sprung for me when I heard my neighbor crying, like sobbing crying. And I realized, well, number one, my walls are really thin in my apartment, and recognizing that we feel the waves of emotions. A lot of us, especially our empaths, we are sensitive beings. We're aware is really the word for it. But, again, it looks like sensitivity. It looks like a place where you can't really touch that. And it can almost feel like numbness that's happening when, when that numbness is happening. And what do you do when that happens? And some people don't numb. Some people, just feel every emotion and they feel it all the way through and they, it's fine. But what happens when you just reach a point where you feel saturated? And that's what these tools I'm going to use today really help me with. And again, not to make my neighbors crying wrong or make anything that's happening with me wrong. It's not about that. It literally is when I heard that, I thought, oh, I wonder how much I've been picking up from not just my neighbors, but everyone around me for the blocks and blocks and blocks and miles radius that I do. So that's the first thing you do. Number one, you acknowledge the fact that you might be picking up other people's stuff. Now, yes, it could be yours, and yes, it could be compound, and it could be not yours. So again, in Access Consciousness, there's an idea that if it's not light and expansive, it's not you. And I do believe that's actually true. And I've noticed the fact that when I feel heaviness around me, sometimes it gets to the point where it feels overwhelming. And again, little thing, hey there, Kelly. Kelly's also my astrologer friend. And I was going to say the astrology, I was just going to pop on a little bit about that. The astrology is pretty intense right now with this Cancer, Capricorn split, my goodness. But really the clearing that we're doing today, it can be used anytime. It's recognizing that we are such sensitive beings. We pick up all of the junk of everyone else around us. And that intensity can feel really overwhelming to a sensitive system, especially if you're someone who is just tuned to the fact of you pick up everything around you. Guess what? That's a superpower. That's a superpower, and it can be quite intense. So, step one on this, acknowledge the fact that it might not all be yours. Whatever's going on the inside, just because it's in your head or in your body, does not mean it's actually yours. Okay? Begin to feel that space. Step two, really just breathe into that knowing. And then again, I like to breathe in through the nose And out through the mouth, if you can do a sigh, letting go sigh, that's awesome too. Okay, it's not all mine, it's not all mine. Good. Just even that, okay, that starts to shift the energy. And then the next piece there is really just taking that energy of like, okay, so now I've acknowledged, taken a little breath, giving myself a little bit of space. I'm ready to use the return to sender. So again, this is an Access Consciousness tool, return to sender with consciousness attached. And just like say that, so everything that's not mine, return to sender with consciousness attached. And I just like to like imagine it just kind of shooing from my field. You know, just like you're just like, you got a cat that's in the house and you want to get it out. No. You just let it out. And again, this is not making feelings or processes or anything wrong or bad. It's just recognizing that, like, what space can you create for yourself? Okay? So just return to center with consciousness attached, return to center with consciousness attached, return to center with consciousness attached. I did this morning. Whew, it started to shift the space. Started to shift it. So return to center with consciousness attached. Good. And then just sense again, like go back to the breath. As we're breathing, like what's actually there for you? Is there something here for you? Are there feelings? Are there anything you've been stuffing? And we just do a little quick body check. Just with your energy, you're scanning down your body. What is there? Oh, there we go. Stuff in my solar plexus. Yeah, my identity is changing very much. Let go of any resistance to that. Yeah, good. I like to start, especially because I'm a woman, I move from the top of my head down. The men could like to sometimes start from the root and go up, but I'm scanning from just the root down. Heart, is my heart open and expansive? Okay, and then belly. That's where I tend to store a lot of my emotions, a lot of the stuff that I want to stuff. I stuff it in my belly. So again, acknowledging space, breath. What's in your belly? What wants to let go? What's there? Yeah. So when I tap into the belly, like again, you know, it can feel intense or sense intense. I just have that intensity of like, there's that layer of grief and sadness that's on top of the belly. And there's also this like incredible pulsing, like that's where all my sexual power lives, is in the belly. Now again, yours can be in different parts of your bodies, but mine lives in my lower belly. And again, that would be considered like sacral chakra if you do by the chakra system. Really, that's where all my orgasm is. So just when I recognize like, we've got this layer of sadness on top and then a layer below it. What's there? What's there for you? And then down to the root. And for this one, I'm just going to kind of open my legs, kind of sit my body a little bit different in the seat. So you can open out from the root. Relax your bottom, relax the bottom half of your body. That means your genitals. Let your genitals relax. Let your ass relax. Let your feet touch the ground. There we go. Feels like my feet are just on the floor for the first time in the last couple of days. Hi, feet. So where are your feet? And then being in the body, which again can be really terrifying for people, including myself. Like no matter how much embodiment practice you do, sometimes there's a moment where we're just like, no, up and out. And like, that is just a habit. So coming down in the body, being present with what is, now that we've returned to sender, everybody's other stuff, and we're down in our bodies, our physical bodies. So again, this is where I like to kind of, when I finally trap in and go, okay, hi, my body's here. Hi, body, I'm here. Hi. Which is kind of funny to be doing with this, my hand up here. I'm not normally this wavy, but you actually get to see, again, like this is doable even if you're laying in bed. You just lay in bed and move slightly, you know, side to side. But since I'm here, I can stand up, I can move a little bit, just kind of move my hips, moving the hips, moving the body. What's here? What's here for me now? What's here for me now? What's here for me now? And then keep breathing. Again, for women, circling your hips, which you can't really see this far down with my, don't have a 5-mile-long arm. We're moving the hips, so much power, so much potency stuck in our hips, so much stuck in our hips, so much stuck in our hips. Good. And then just feeling that, sensing it, knowing it, perceiving it, whatever you want to call it. Good. And then from this space, so we're in the body, we're just going to expand out, expand our energy out again, just like we did earlier. And again, this is not to start picking up all of the world again. This is actually an expansion exercise that brings you more of you into this world, into your being. This beingness that you have. So now you're in your body, you're sensing what's there, you're letting things move. Again, like, allowing the body to move. What's there? What's there now? And that's really the question that I like to ask when I do any of these embodiment exercises, is really just saying, like, what's there now? What's there now? Like, what's there now? And then allowing it with the breath. Allowing with the breath, what's there now? What's there now? And again, you might be faster, you might be slower. Doesn't matter how you do this. What we do is we do it together. We do it together here, and we also recognize that we can take these tools with ourselves. Do it by ourselves. Do it when you're laying there. Do it when you're laying in bed and can't get out of bed because you're hearing all the noise around you. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do a quick expansion now. And that's really to take and expand the energy out. So where you have it right now, wherever your energy is, expand it out just to the outside of your body. And expand out to the size of the room, the size of the city you're in, and then all the way down and all the way up, all the way out. So not just the width of it, but the length and the width. Good. So into the earth, up to the sky, out. Expanding out 100,000 miles in all directions. And then to the universe. And then I always like to do, when I do those expansion exercises, I can feel my bubble or my energy goes around there. And really, just like, I like to put my hand and come right back to the body. Come back to the body. Hi, body. Because you are a physical body. Physical body and your energetic being. These are two separate things. They require different things. The body loves the movement, the breath, the water, the nurturing food, the touch, all of it, the money, everything. That's what your body is asking for. Your being is infinite. Your being is something that just wants space. It wants space. Space to create, space to be what you are already in the world, with no efforting, with no changing, with no anything other than just like, wow, this is who I am right now. This is who I'm being right now. Good. So to recap our little tools here, kind of went through a longer exercise of that, but it feels great to have that. Number one, acknowledge that what's going on right now might not all be yours. In fact, what if very little of it actually is yours? Now, that acknowledgement, sometimes you might have to sit in it for a couple of days or a couple of minutes, a couple of hours, who knows what it is. But for me, I sat in it for a couple of days until it was till my neighbor woke me up with that crying noise. And I went, oh, I wonder how long she's been holding that. And I wonder how much of it I've been feeling. Even though I haven't been crying boo-hoo tears out of my eyes, there's been a general sadness that's been happening for me the last couple of days. Now, granted, there's so many things shifting and changing, but like really recognizing, I wonder how much of it is mine, and I wonder how much of it is yours. I see all these beautiful, sensitive, amazing beings who come to the spiritual work that we're doing. You know, the spiritual, you want to call it spiritual or consciousness-based or whatever you want to call the words, whatever you're calling to, that energy that people get drawn to, they get drawn to it most of the time because they feel like they're broken. Because they're like, how can I not function on this planet? You know, some people are like, oh, how can I find more consciousness? Like, there are some people who do that, but most of the people I know who come to this work feel like it's because we feel like we're aliens. We just don't even get, like, how people function in the world. And what happens is because we're just super duper aware. We're aware of everything that's happening, aware of time, space, reality, all of these things all at once. And that becomes a place where it can be overwhelming, it can be isolating, and we sometimes find communities, but then sometimes that happens in communities is we end up feeding the wrong thing. We either become dependent on the community, or we have this energy where, like, you know, again, all that picking up of everyone's thoughts, feelings, and emotions, you start doing that when you're in community too. So I've been in this place where I've not been having community gatherings. I've not even been doing Facebook Lives. I've not been doing anything because I've been in this like space that's just been saying, okay, just focus on you. Just focus on bringing through your work, bringing through the pleasure work that you've been wanting to bring to the world for months and months and years. But really recognizing that to be able to get to the pleasure, we got to get through some of the junk sometimes. And we got to get that whatever we're sensing and feeling in our bodies might not be ours. And so there's a place where, you know, again, to come back to recapping this video, is recognizing that, like, you're not alone in it, and you're the one that has the power to shift this. You're the one that has the power to shift this. Now, I do big clearings, I do these things, I do take on private clients for this particular work, but if we're only doing clearing work, just clearing work, sometimes that can be very limiting. You know, so we'll do one-off sessions or, you know, things. I've done one-off sessions with people for clearings. That feels great. It gives you a little bump. But then I've recognized that there's just much deeper work underneath all of the clearing that I do. I love the clearings. They're amazing. And they shift a lot of stuff. And if you're not pointed in the right direction or choosing that thing that's super pleasurable for you, the thing that wants to come through, it absolutely is a place where you just clear. And like, what are you clearing for? You know, other than the fact that it feels great to clear, but like, what are you actually making space to bring and birth through the world? So that's been my own shift too, is recognizing that I've been so focused on clearing for the last, I don't know, I'd say 10 years, but like 5 years really in my business. My business has been really around these deep dive coaching and clearings with people. And recognizing that that clearing section, like, I'm kind of complete with it. Yes, it comes up, but really I'm at the place where the next step is to really own that there's something greater here, there's something bigger here. And I just want to say that if you're in that space too, like we call it the narrows because it feels contracted, but recognizing it's because you're in a birth canal, birthing something brand new. And I don't believe in having to birth things really quickly. And there is a place sometimes that when you don't give birth to something, there can feel like this dying energy, like I'm dying. I've been like legs up in the stirrup, birthing these new businesses, birthing this new reality for so long that, you know, I'm at the place where I'm like, I need help. And there's I need help part of it is coming from myself as well. So it's not about somebody else rescuing me. It's recognizing that, like, birthing this new work into the world has been a humongous process. And I tend to pick everything up. So anyway, that's a little bit about what's been going on for me. And I just wanted to acknowledge that, like, if you've watched this far in this video, I'm super grateful for you. Like, there's such potency that we have together. And when we clear our own junk and when we recognize that, like, we're doing the clearing so that we can get clear for something much bigger than what we're doing right now. So getting caught up in your neighbor's emotions or your boyfriend's emotions or whatever, That's fine. I just want to say, I don't want to sound judgmental about it. That's fine, and it's a great distraction from really birthing what's new in the world for you. So I just want to say I'm grateful for you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for clearing your own energy, and what energy, space, and consciousness can we be to be able to bring them more of this amazing space. So again, the quick tools again, acknowledge what's happening, acknowledge what's going on, clear out what's there, what's not yours, just return to sender with consciousness attached. Here, something going over here. Expand out, feel into your body. And we're gonna, whoops, feel into your body. Sorry, my video got interrupted. Phone calls. So anyway, that's the thing. Recap one last time. We've acknowledged what's there. Breathe. Grab some space. Return to sender what's not yours. And then, again, feel into your body. Do that body scan down. Be willing to see what's actually there for you. Then expand out your energy. Come back to the body. You always come back to the body. What's your body know about right now? What's your body know? So I'm super grateful for you. We'll chat soon. And yeah, what can we create? Let me know how this lands for you and if you try it out. Okay, bye.